The Flash has been going on for a very long time, and while it's lost its popularity, new seasons continue to roll in like there's no tomorrow. That said, if you were looking forward to getting a Season 9 sooner rather than later, then prepare to be disappointed. Why? Well, in this video, we'll be taking a look at an update on The Flash's 9th season, so stay tuned. First up, a discouraging update for the 9th season of The Flash. As per the new announcement made by the CW, it seems that the 9th season of The Flash might not be premiering at its initial expected date. Now, it has been steadily releasing its seasons for over a decade, becoming one of CW's most popular shows to date. The series stars Grant Gustin as the Scarlet Speedster, as he fights against crime and metahumans with superpowers in Central City. And the series premiered all the way back on the 7th of October 2014 in North America. What's more, The Flash's pilot is the second most watched premiere in the history of CW, after The Vampire Diaries in 2009. For a while, the series served as a pillar for the Arrowverse. As time went on, however, more and more of the Arrowverse series were either cancelled or just finished with their stories. Flash, on the other hand, has somehow ended up as the last show standing. Season 9 of Flash will mark the end of the Arrowverse, and the final batch of episodes is probably going to address the massive cliffhanger of Season 8. Not to mention, it will also feature other surprise guests. Besides, it's been officially confirmed that Batwoman actress Javicia Leslie will return, as well as other villains from previous seasons of The Flash. Initially, the beloved superhero series was racing towards its final season, scheduled to premiere in 2023. But unfortunately, as is the case with many races, it seems there are hurdles on the track. At any rate, it looks like fans will have to wait a while longer for the 9th season. Next up, there's been radio silence on the 9th season of The Flash. The mid-season schedule for early 2023 has already been announced by CW, and it includes premieres for shows like The Winchesters, All-American, and Kung Fu. Shockingly, The Flash was missing from the list of series that'll return to our screens after the holidays in January and February 2023. Another red flag is the absence of the 3rd season of Superman and Lois from the list, which apparently won't be airing this mid-season either. No details about The Flash and its last season have been revealed for a while now. In fact, not even a trailer has been released. Though not long ago, a rather convincing fake was making the rounds on the internet. CW quickly took notice and addressed the apparent DC leak. A potential reason for The Flash and Superman and Lois not being on the network's mid-season schedule is that the CW wants to put the two shows in its summer programming slate by withholding them until then, or they might choose to wire the show spring. Either way, the entire situation is a bit weird. Now, for the schedule might have been showing dates for only returning shows. Another possibility is that the two superhero shows are still going to premiere next year in early 2023, and this CW slate was only highlighting dates for returning shows. Most fans are well aware of the significant shakeups that are currently ongoing behind the scenes at DC. Peter Safran and James Gunn have been appointed as the new co-CEOs of DC Studios. They've been hard at work making a roadmap for the forthcoming DC content, and it's possible that whatever plans Safran and Gunn have for DC might have involved the remaining superhero series of CW. Not long ago, Gunn dealt with an angry Arrowverse fan on Twitter asking for the restoration of the Arrowverse. The user wrote, "Who gives an F?" and followed it with a hashtag Save Legends of Tomorrow already. Gunn responded to him by asking what his goal was by choosing that method to ask for the return of the Arrowverse. Like, clearly, he had chosen the worst possible way. Other than this, Gunn addressed the issue of the Arrowverse and said that when he opens his Twitter at the end of a long weekend of creating stuff, he's bombarded with tweets supporting the Arrowverse and other DC projects over the years. Though, according to him, most of these tweets were enthusiastic and respectful. So he made it clear that he and Safran wanted to take the desires of fans into consideration while planning the future of the DC studios. Finally, HBO Max might have decided to air the show on its own platform. Another potential reason is that HBO Max has decided to air The Flash's 9th season as well as the 3rd season of Superman and Lois on its own platform. However, this is unlikely since it would involve mountains of red tape. Then again, maybe something was arranged during the acquisition of the CW by the Nexstar Group. Now, the new president of CW after the acquisition is Brad Schwartz. In an interview, when he was asked about the future of superhero shows in the CW, he said that they're staying in the superhero business and will continue to work with Greg Berlanti, who's creatively masterminded the CW-DC universe. He admitted that they weren't as robust as they had been in the past, but were still very much there. He said that they started Arrow 10 years ago and have now moved on to create a whole bunch of superhero shows, and they're proud of it. Not to mention, they plan to stay in business no matter the outcome, in the event of a sale or no sale. Whatever the case may be, sadly, fans of The Flash will have to wait longer for the last Arrowverse series to make its final run. Now, moving on to how the Arrowverse wasted its best opportunity to introduce Batman yet. First off, Season 9 of Flash has wasted their best chance to add Batman into the Arrowverse by making Red Death one of Barry's last villains in The Flash. The Arrowverse may have just wasted its best opportunity to finally reveal Batman. Batman has cast a long shadow over the CW's live-action version of the DC Universe. But other than Kevin Conroy's evil Bruce Wayne from an alternate universe, there has been no fully realized version of the Caped Crusader. Throughout many seasons, the Arrowverse shows have danced around the iconic character. It's unfortunate that Season 9 of The Flash will waste its chance to bring in Batman when in fact the show has been building up hope for a Batman appearance since the 5th season. During Season 5, Red Death was mentioned in a recording as a villain with a lower kill count than Cicada. This implied that Barry would eventually have to go toe-to-toe with the evil speedster doppelganger of Batman. And while many believe that this fight wouldn't happen on screen, many fans were hopeful since the possibility of it happening on the show never went away. Following up, the Red Death will differ from the comics. In the comics, when Earth 52 is on the verge of destruction, Batman uses his own rogues gallery to fight the Flash from his universe because he had refused to give him the Speed Force powers. After knocking out the Flash, he chains him to the hood of the Batmobile and drives himself and the Flash onto the Speed Force. Due to this, the two are merged into one being, with Bruce obtaining the Flash's powers and a corrupt connection to the Speed Force. Later on, he joins the Dark Knights and becomes known as the Red Death. In the episode Armageddon, Ryan mentions a lady in red, which might be a secret tease by the Arrowverse that the Red Death will be gender swapped. It seems that the Flash has decided to tell a live-action story of Red Death without Batman. Apparently, Bruce Wayne got swapped with Ryan Wilder, who is played by Javicia Leslie. Lastly, here are reasons why Flash's Red Death isn't Batman. The most probable reason for this change is that DC was unwilling to let the Flash series use Batman for this role. While a Flash v Batman fight would have been very exciting in the show, making Batman the villain for Flash's Season 9 might be a scenario that wasn't on the table at all from the beginning. One other reason that can be used to justify the original story is the relationship that has already been established between Ryan and the Scarlet Speedster. Barry has never met Bruce Wayne, but he has met Ryan Wilder in Armageddon. The fact that the two already know each other gives the show the basis to build on when the villain makes his debut in the Arrowverse, and also allows the show to make Red Death out of an existing character. Despite this, the interaction between the two heroes was mostly insignificant. Besides, at the end of the day, an evil version of Batwoman attacking Central City in Season 9 of The Flash won't be any more personal for Barry than it would have been if it was Batman instead. And with that, that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about a world where Batman and Flash met with the former? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.